friends, and welcome to my final video of VEDS. It has been a great season of video making, and so I thought I would take a little time today to talk about this past month and wrap things up. I'm going to start with my reflections on what everybody else made this year. I'm not necessarily going to pick a favorite video for every channel, but I am going to talk about a few of the things in general that I liked. And I mean, if I happen to have a favorite video, yes, I will shout it out. So first of all, I want to say kudos to Tony for joining us partway through the month. It's always cool to have somebody try out VEDS and see if they like it, and happy to have you with us. Guess that goes for Alex too, hopping in on day 30. Welcome, we were glad to have you. And you know, I'm not just saying it to say it, I really am excited every time I see a new person come into this community because I still feel like I'm new. This is only my second year of doing VEDS, and I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to pull it off the first time or this time. James, I really enjoyed your Disney content this year. That's always a lot of fun. I enjoyed hearing your thoughts about like Mulan and about the Phineas and Ferb movie. Phineas and Ferb as a show is just way better than it has any right to be. I loved it so much, even though it was sort of, you know, it was happening a little bit after my childhood when I was maybe would have enjoyed it the most, but I really love Phineas and Ferb. And so you kicked off the month on a high note for me. I also really enjoy your movies in under 30 seconds. Those are always really fun to watch and make me laugh. Jeffrey, I hope you've enjoyed having a little bit of time off and have been able to rest and re-energize. I really enjoy all of the various series that you've got happening on your channel. In particular, I really like your explorations of musicals, song by song. You were doing Into the Woods this month, and that's one of my favorites. I mean, it's Sondheim, so how couldn't it be? But those are really fun. And I also enjoyed this month getting to see some of your responses to topics that came up from other VEDSies, whether you're talking about nostalgia from some of Caleb's videos or responding to my video about bad habits. It was nice to get to know you a little bit better through those responses, and I thought you had some interesting things to say. I also enjoyed your video looking back at some photos that hold special meaning for you. I, as a person who's a journaler and a diary keeper, I'm always really interested in other people's memories, I guess. It's just funny to think about the things that stick out in each person's brain, the things that we remember and hold on to and cherish. Graham, I am so glad that you've joined us this year. I know that unlike me, you actually do make videos during the rest of the year, but having you hang out on a vlog with me last year was one of my favorite moments of VEDS, and I really enjoyed that you got to be part of our little community here this year. Of your videos, I must admit that I enjoyed watching you show off your Ed Sullivan archive, because that is just such a you thing to do, and it's also such a me thing to do. I'm not like that with Ed Sullivan, but I'm like that with so many other things. As you always say, you like my my musicals folder, which is full of films and live stage productions and bootlegs and all things musical. I mean, I just think back to being in the library in high school and watching Soul Train together. I mean, we've come such a long way, and yet we are still the same people. And on that note, I also want to say I am really proud of you, because I know how long you and Etienne have been working on planning this tour, and I know that being in the middle of a global pandemic made that way more complicated than it already was. And I'm so glad that the mini tour went well, and I'm always so proud when I see you perform, because you're just great, and you work so hard at this thing that you're doing, being a musician, and I really admire you for that. Anyway, I love you. You know that I love you. I am not all caught up on all your videos, but what else is new? I will at least catch up on your VED stuff. I can't promise about all of the other vlogs. I do my best, but I'm only one human girl. Caleb, I really admire your videos. I think that picking a theme meant that we all got to engage more deeply in discussions than we might otherwise would have. We were all talking about various elements of nostalgia and childhood stories throughout the month, and that was a really great way for me to feel like I was part of a community, the fact that we were all responding to each other. I will say I particularly enjoyed your video on Power Mark early in the month. That just falls right in a sweet spot for me in terms of YouTube content that I enjoy. I also enjoyed seeing your asemic writing, because I think that that's something people don't necessarily know that other people do, and I was glad I could tell you there was a word for it. Your videos always seem really well put together, and I think that I was definitely inspired by just the structure of your content when I was trying to plan out what I wanted to do for VEDS. Your Friday forums inspired me doing my Sunday shoutouts, and also me trying to pick vaguely a theme, although I was maybe less successful at that than you are. But your content is great and thought-provoking, and I really, really loved all the conversations it inspired this month. And finally, Tessa, my love, it is always a joy to see you during VEDS. It's been really nice to just get a little bit of insight into your life, what your dorm room looks like, and what college has been like during the pandemic, and to get to know your D&D characters a little bit better. I did enjoy dropping in on your Instagram live streams when you were reading Harry Potter, and it definitely made me look forward to getting to see you a lot more when September finally came around. I really enjoyed hearing about the various characters that you relate to and how similar and different they all are. And of course, I also loved hearing your thoughts on letters and letter writing, because I am very much the same way. I love letters. I owe you a letter from like March. Sorry. And for me, I just want to say, last year when I did VEDS, I was just starting a new job, and I've now been at that job for a year, and this year during VEDS, I was launching a podcast, and both times it felt like I was going through this big change, and I was going to have all of this new work that I was adjusting to, and could I really make a video every day for a month? But the thing is, even on the evenings when I was exhausted and I just wanted to crawl into bed and watch Doctor Who, there was still some part of me that was able to push past the I don't wanna and make a video. There are so many other things in my life where I can't get past the I don't wanna, but with VEDS, I was able to. It's nice to be able to put myself out there and know that there are people watching and commenting who care about the stuff that I make. It's nice to come home every day and know that I've got a list of videos to watch and that I get to be surprised by what everybody else is doing and talking about. I think this month we had a lot of really interesting conversations and back and forth, and this kind of video response thing just doesn't happen very much on the internet anymore, and I love it. I was also really gratified to see that I had some NeoCities folks hop over here and watch some of my VED stuff. I really appreciate all of y'all too. And of course, I have to say a big, big thank you to all of you who listened to the podcast and let me know what your feedback was. Truly, that means the world to me. Most of the time, I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing during VEDS. I don't know what I'm doing launching a podcast. I don't know what I'm doing with my NeoCities site. So I just do my best, and I try, and I put myself out there, and I don't think that I would have the ongoing resilience to be able to do that if I didn't have such wonderful people supporting me and encouraging me and letting me know that the thing that I made meant something to them, meant something to you. So basically, thank you. Thank you for being here and for making stuff and for leaving comments and for making it possible for me to push past the I don't wanna and make stuff that I'm proud to share. This month has been exhausting and wonderful, and I know that I'm gonna miss it when it's over, but I also know that y'all aren't going to disappear. So while you may not see many or any videos from me the other 11 months of the year, you can always find me online in other places. Find me on Instagram at LatinAlice, on Twitter at Alicia Neptune. My website is thedigitaldiarist.neocities.org. And of course, if you want to be my pen pal, just DM me and we'll make it happen. Thanks for another great month. You guys will definitely see me back here next year. And before then, you'll see me when you see me. So until next time, friends and fellow VEDSies, good night.